Wah! Wahoo! Yippee! Hello. Happy Monday. Time is flying. Time is numinous. I can't believe it's Monday again. How could this be happening? How could this happen to me? How you guys doing? Hello. How was your guys' weekend? Hello. Let's see who we got here with us. Dang, I'm realizing maybe I should have gone to the bathroom during the ad break. Because now I'm feeling like, ooh, I might have to use the forest. No, number one, not number two. Anyway, what do we got here? Saribot, Rock. Devin, hello, Binka here to ruin my Vocaloid time. You can listen to Vocaloid. We could still listen to Vocaloid. It's funny, I have been on like the teensiest of Vocaloid kicks lately. Because of, what is it, Miku V6? I've been listening to a couple of classic Vocaloid songs lately, so we could do that. We could do that. Soten Bori, hello! And Devin, you got your sticker. Folky got your sticker. Same with you, Ghosty. Hello, Ghosty. I was typing up my response to you in DMs, but I didn't send it. But hello, thank you for the lurk and for the explosion. I believe I saw you earlier today raiding into Sklimbo's channel. I was like doing work and I remember hearing him say ghost, but then more work came up, so I couldn't be like Ghosty, but I did see you. Beeplebees, hello, you are first. If you ignore the 10 previous messages before you, hello. Sneef Snorf! And Fugubi, hello. Miku's a hack. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Then who's your favorite Vocaloid? And or composer, because I know that sometimes the vibe depends on the composer. I actually don't know who my favorite... I know I like Kikuo a lot. But, you know, I can't really say that I have a favorite. Saku, hello. You know what? Let's get to class so that we can formally welcome you guys in. Hello. Hello everybody, hello, it's me, Babinka Bear, your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And today we're just yapping. I don't have too many things off the top of my head that I want to yap about, but first off, let's say hello to Saku and the Kigurumis. Hello, thank you for the raid. How was Tomodachi life? How has that been? I've been seeing quite a few memes and such. Coming out and screenshots coming out of Tomodachi life. Let me know how it was. Hello. Nina, hello. Aura, hello. Miku's best work is as a side partner. Luca, best girl. I do like Luca. Deco 27 is pretty good. I like Deco 27, Supercell, but I'm, I guess, an old head when it comes to, like, Vocaloid stuff, because a lot of my favorites are, like, the 2010s, Deco, Poa Poa, who else? Kiko I also mentioned, but Kiko also is still making a lot of stuff nowadays. Same with Deco 27, right? Canaria isn't a classic one, but like I like their stuff as well because of all the VTuber covers. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's listen to a little bit of. I was gonna listen to the Digimon the movie soundtrack again, but you know, what say ye? Let's do Vocaloid. You think there's like a Vocaloid 2010 or something like that? Oh, real Vocaloid classics. And the thumbnail is Sekai de. Meltdown is another classic. This playlist got all the classics in it. Let's put up the volume a little bit. There we go. I need to make you next in Tomodachi Life. Oh, you can make. Well, I guess yeah, you can make all sorts of little characters and critters in Tomodachi Life. Oh, if you do make me, that'd be awesome. I don't believe I have the game, but I do have the means to get it. But I haven't played a Switch game in a minute. Just cause like I'm always on the next hyperfixation. So we'll see what the next hyperfixation, and maybe it will be Tomodachi Life. maybe. And you got your sticker. They remastered Magnet for the 2-decade celebration. I saw the preview video for it. It's not out yet, right? It's not out yet. I did see the preview for it, and I was like, oh, because they just remade, well, not just, but do you guys remember Cowardly Mont Blanc? They remade that one recently, and it's so banger. I think, did they also remake Donut Hole? Hachi, aka Kenshi Yonezu, who I didn't know were the same people for the longest time. And then I feel like once more people were like, I think what is it? Mori Calliope Mori posted that like, oh, did y'all know that they're the same person? Because I didn't know they were the same person. And I don't know why, like, all of a sudden I just saw this influx of like, oh yeah, of course I knew, you didn't know? And it's like, come on, man, come on. Like, some of us are a little slower on the uptake. just a little bit. Hold on, I'm also realizing that my chat box was adjusted for when we were collabing with Folk. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Okay, there we go. Adjusted. Jamie Page with Teto. Gojikins, hello. This is absolutely my hyperfixation right now. Me neither. It took Callie saying, yeah. Same. Is Callie the racist one? No. I'm pretty sure she apologized for that. And that's, I don't know, that feels like one of those things that like, people say like edgy stuff when they're young and then like don't realize that that ish can be like looked up in the future. I'm pretty sure she's grown as a person since then. At least I want to say. Does apologizing make someone not racist? I mean, if you are like legitimately like apologetic and sorrowful over like the actions of what you did as like a teenager or young adult, I would say so. Like, I think the intent has to be there. It can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry, and then you like continue to do the thing, because that's like my biggest pet peeve with like some students that I have to teach, is like they'll be, this is like on a this is like a much more tame example, but like let's say that I'm just presenting on something and a student will be like yapping, you know, to their friends, and then like I'll stop and I'll do the whole like I'll wait. And then the student looks at me and they're like, oh, sorry, miss. And like, all right. And then I keep on talking, and then they start talking again. And then they look at me and they're like, oh, sorry, miss. Then that sorry isn't genuine. That you're not actually sorry. Like, you're just saying it almost like a filler word, like how someone will say like, or like. You don't actually mean the sorry. You're not even sorry that you got caught. You're just saying it. And there's no real intent behind it. That's why, like, a lot of me and my team, we started saying, like, I don't really accept sorry. I don't really accept apologies. I accept changed behavior. But of course that doesn't, like, no middle schooler is gonna really absorb what that means, right? They're gonna do the whole, like, oh. No student actually knows what that means, I feel. Let's see. Sorry, I just ate a lot of dill rice, so my throat's a little phlegmy. Let me mute to clear my throat a little bit. That kid from the previous time. Yeah. Well, I feel like this is just a recurring thing that happens with every class. It's just one of those things that, like, if you ever teach middle school, that's the thing to look out for. Is like, no matter what time or place, the kiddo's gonna be like that. Like how someone will say, like, yeah, I'm... That's my filler word. Barifornian coming through. I'm the Barifornian and I'm coming through. You're gonna say it or you're gonna mean it. Ooh, that's like... I should start saying that one, Soten Bori. You're gonna say it or you're gonna mean it. Right? So yeah, if someone is apologizing for something, they really mean it, then sure, but the best type of apology is changed behavior, no? Right? If someone calls you out for talking during the class, then the changed behavior is to not talk during the class. Or actually, I do let the kids talk. The whole point of like one of my workshops is to just be like, you guys can talk. I want you guys to talk about the art. And if you guys want to talk to your friend about, I don't know, Real Housewives and whatever the heck. What do kids watch nowadays? Cocomelon? The latest thing that happened in the latest episode of Cocomelon. They could do that outside. I want you guys to talk. But let's talk about the art. I accept my apologies as shiny cardboard. There you go. Oh man, so one of the things I wanted to do today. I wasn't really sure, like I knew I wanted to yap today, I just didn't know what I wanted to yap about. But this person posted a whole Digimon Adventure timeline that I saw on the Twitter, the twits. I do like a little morning, like really quick Twitter, not run through. I go on Twitter for like 5 minutes in the morning, and then I try not to go on Twitter again for the rest of the day. I've been trying to do that. And I saw a really cool post of someone who goes by the title of Homeostasis. I've been seeing them around for quite a bit. I think this might be the same person that does like art in the style of like Digimon Adventure Tri, which admittedly I don't really like that style that much, but props to them because they did replicate it pretty well. But they made a whole like Digimon Adventure 1999 timeline. Oh, it's so big that it's not even like all loading properly. But yeah, it's really cool. I was looking through it this morning. I couldn't stop looking through it, and I kind of want to yap about it. But first of all, Lunar Flare, hello, you got your sticker. They watched the Stimming Fruit animations. Yeah, the latest episode of that, right? They're like, oh, did you watch the latest episode of oh, Love Fruit Island? That's right. I remember that was a thing, right? I only know because, are you guys familiar with Saberspark, the YouTuber that talks about animation cartoons, and I guess is a furry, like confirmed, real, you know? Do they know? Sometimes his videos pop up on my algo, my YouTube algorithm. I watch them, and he was talking about Love Fruit Island, which is like, I guess some kind of TikTok, like AI slop thing for kids, or not even for kids, but like it's an AI like slop thingy. And it's just a ripoff of Love Island, which I've never even watched Love Island, so I don't even know what that's about. So yeah. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. It's the start of a new week. I'm excited to go to work tomorrow. I know that's not something that people usually hear, but I can't say too much, but I did get a lot of access to new research because a lot of my job is research, and I got the keys to a cool like research thing. So I'm actually pretty excited for tomorrow to like go to work and be able to like do that research. So yeah, it's kind of like nerdy and cog in the machine of me, but I'm kind of excited to do that. Sounds like most of them. Oh, like the AI slop TikToks. So I don't think that's the thing. I don't even have a TikTok, so I did make some attempts in the past to try and get on like the educational side of TikTok, because I have a colleague who's like, she's all into that. She's very much like an academic who is like kind of nerdy, but does a really good job of like mixing together her like nerdy geeky interests with like her academic interests. And she's all into like the academic educational side of TikTok. And she shows off like these really cool like educational videos. And I also see a lot of like community-based TikToks about like, oh, here's how you can do like like a gorilla garden. Not a garden where you grow gorillas, but like guerrilla, you know, like you just take like handfuls of local seeds and just sprinkle them throughout your local land, you know. I'm more for that side of TikTok, but it's like, how do I build that algorithm? But also, I also just don't want to scroll on my phone, you know? I already uninstalled Twitter, I uninstalled Instagram. I had to uninstall and reinstall Discord multiple times because I was like, I don't want to get distracted while I'm commuting. But also, like, sometimes I, like, need updates on things. Right now I'm on the uninstall Discord side of things, but we'll see how long it takes for me to reinstall it. The YouTuber that talks about animation is secretly a furry. Oh, I see. No, yeah. I've been following him for a bit, Saberspark, but then I kind of like stopped watching him for a bit because that's just how the algorithm, you know, goes. Like I didn't fall out of interest with him. I just, you know, didn't see a lot of his videos. And then like I watched a couple of his videos, and then for a while I didn't watch his videos. And then when his videos ended up on my algorithm again, he was a tiger. Like He had a fursona. And like back when I was watching him, he was like he would make little jokes about like I'm not a furry, you know. I'm a supporter, but I'm not a furry, like kind of things. And then just to see him like fully embrace it is like did he embrace it, or is this like a funny hee hee ha ha? Or is he actually a furry and he's embracing it? Who knows? Who knows? You know? I myself am not a furry, I am a bear. But I support, you know, ain't nothing wrong with a good time, as they say. But yeah. Let's see, other than that, the weekend was pretty chill. Trying to think. What did I feel like so many of my weekends during April have been like busy. What did I do? After the collab with Folk, I pretty much just chilled for the rest of the day, but then me and Beans decided to go on a little cute little mall date. That was fun. My local mall though is okay, so there used to be like a food court. But it seems like they're getting rid of the food court, and it was like the place where we wanted to eat was like still there, but the rest of the food court was not. So it's like, oh no, what happened there? And then I was able to buy some things from Uniqlo, extend my wardrobe a little bit. However, I forgot how expensive things are. I kind of forgot how expensive certain things are. So I went to like a Uniqlo, bought some really nice clothes, and it's very like, it's not even stuff that has like a specific like design on them, you know, because Uniqlo has really cool collabs. I think they had like an art collab with like some of their stuff featured the art of like Roy Lichtenstein. What's his name? Jean Basquiat. Basquiat. But instead I just got like a regular pair of black shorts, a black skirt, and a dress, and it cost me like over $140, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just like plain black clothes. Why is this so much? Reject algorithms, embrace timelines. We could talk about timelines. Yeah, I found this. I was told like just last year about Uniqlo to go there for unbranded clothing, but then I saw the prices. Yeah, it's crazy because it is just like a regular black shirt. It's like they sell the most like kind of like plain but comfortable of clothing. I think that's probably why it's so high priced, is that like the clothing itself is very comfortable, and like I don't know, it fits like a great way. It fits fine, but it's just like why is this like so expensive for like a pair of shorts, you know? But anyway, I didn't do my dailies yet though. Let's do our dailies. I haven't done Food Guesser in a bit. I actually didn't even have time to do what's it called, connections and strands yesterday either. But you know what? Let's get into our dailies, and then we'll get into our yaps about either Digimon or Vocaloid or whatever you guys want. Oh, is this not the Eiffel Tower? This looks like the Eiffel Tower, or like the base of the Eiffel Tower, and then some kind of palace, right? I don't know what palace. I don't know what palace is right there at the base of the Eiffel Tower, because I'm not civilized, I guess. But the cars look like they could be 50s. Look at like how geometric and angular they are, especially this like tail fin. It's got like a little bit of a cute little tail fin, right? Fashion-wise, though, we do have some shorter dresses. You know what? Let me get the Figma out so that we can use that as a reference. Too small for Eiffel? Could be Vegas? Oh. I know when I've been to Paris. Well, okay, not actual Paris. I've been to like the Paris Hotel in Vegas before. And the background doesn't quite look like that unless things have changed since whatever, like the 50s or 60s. I feel like this isn't Vegas though, because like right next to the Eiffel, to the Paris hotel is like more streets and stuff. Like this doesn't look like the Strip, you know? This looks more like it would be like in Paris, you know? He said lying. Oh my gosh. Like, sorry, I realized that I didn't have the screen up. Vegas mentioned. Yeah, I don't think this would be Vegas. Like, you can see this courtyard in front of, like, this architecture that looks like it would be, I forgot the name of the palace, but, like, some French palace, right? So I think it still would be the Eiffel, especially because you admitted to lying. The fashion, though, we are seeing... Ooh, so, like, very interesting patterns on the dresses. So this could be 60s, because 50s would have been a little bit more, like, conservative. No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, this isn't Vegas. This doesn't look like the Strip at all. This, I want to say that this is probably Paris, France. Because, yeah, I've been to the Paris Hotel before. That one I want to say is next to... It's a little bit closer to, like, the Stratosphere, but not quite. Like, I want to say, like, it's towards where the Wynn and the Encore are, but not quite. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's funny because, like, me and Beans have been to, like, Vegas every so often. We haven't been... the Bellagio. Okay. It's a shame that we can't see the fountains anymore, huh? Car-wise, I want to say this is 50s, 60s. Fashion-wise, though... Let's take a look-see at some of... Oh, why is it not zooming in? Okay, here we go. Doc Hudson. Alright, alright. We've been over my knowledge of geology and the lack thereof. Is you saying geology also like being silly hee hee ha ha? Or is that also part of the joke? Because geology is the study of rocks. Geography might be the word you're looking for, but I also don't know if that's also another little hee hee ha ha. Hee hee hee. Ha ha ha. In which case, I'm just the bear with egg on my face. Oh, you know what? Look at this. The little, like, sleeveless dresses with the funky designs. That's a little bit more 60s. So let's say this is 65, 66. Let's say this is Paris. I don't know where in Paris the Eiffel Tower would be, though. Oh, here we go. Good thing that it's labeled here. Oh, you know what? This is probably the courtyard. What palace is this? Or what building is this? Okay, it just doesn't say. That's fine. This is fine. Champ de Mars. Yeah, let's say Eiffel Tower 67. 1969. We went to the moon in 1969, not 1968, but 1 year after. Let's see, Matthew, hello. France jump scare. No, geometry is definitely my strong suit. I never joke about it. I believe you. I believe you. You're good at geometry? Proofs were always my, like, the bane of my existence. But then again, I could imagine you being really good at, like, you know, proving different things. Hello, Matthew. Hello. You summon the cats. Alright, so that flag... We got a pretty good score on that last one. This is the second round. That flag is on the tip of my tongue. It's not Bulgaria, right? This looks like almost a Soviet uniform, right? That flag looks so familiar. Why is it like... Why can I not remember? Is that Eastern Europe? Did she Gundam Mabinka? Maganda Gabinka. Also, what's that icon next to your name, Matthew? Cryana? Ooh, what is that? Ano bayan? Wait, why is this so familiar? Is it it's not Armenia, is it? Oh my gosh, I cannot recall like what flag that is for the life of me. I hear Schnackery. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. New sub badge for gifting someone during a Pragmata stream. Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, I've been hearing about that. What's the deal with that game? Is that like a fatherhood simulator type game? Because at first I thought it was like something from... Oh, Schnackery, what's up? What's up, buddy? I don't think he likes Pragmata. I don't think he likes it. I thought it was something from Death Stranding. Like, the graphics and, like, the outfits reminded me of Death Stranding, but I was like, oh wait, the second game already came out, so... I was like, oh, is it a DLC? But I guess it's from that game Pragmata, right? Is that the new... The what, Devin? Like, the what? Apparently it's like Dad of War, but you get a daughter, and you are Robo-Dad? Oh! I thought it was a guy in armor. Like I said, I thought it was like a Death Stranding type. Her feet have to be out the whole time because that's how she recharges her batteries. That, you know what that reminds me of? Like, if we're talking about Kojima, it's like MGS5 with the character Quiet. If you guys aren't familiar, there's a character in Metal Gear Solid 5. Her name is Quiet, and she's like very scantily clad, right? Like, she has, I want to say, like, it's not lace. I forget the name of the material, but she does have like nylon all across like her body and stuff. And like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like she's definitely like her design is meant to appeal to, let's say, the male gaze. But there is an in-universe explanation as to why she looks like that. And I'll say the explanation. What's up, Schneekery? I'll say the explanation, but I'll also put on the spoiler pudding. So if you are into MGS and want to play the series and haven't gotten to 5 yet, mute me while I have the pudding on my head. And then you can unmute when the pudding is not on my head. Alright? Alright, so I forget the exact reasoning, but it's something like she is scantily clad because she breathes through her skin. So she can't be wearing clothes or else she won't be able to breathe. So that's why she's scantily clad, because girl's gotta breathe, you know? She's gotta breathe. So, and a lot of people kind of like made this accusation on Kojima of it being like, you know, sexist and whatnot, but like, yeah, like maybe he is catering to the male gaze, but the thing is, he's also done that, he's also done some stuff that is like, I don't know, just kind of like shitposty, and like, arguably he's also done stuff for the female gaze as well, like... You know? Like Raiden, like his blood is like white and like, and he looks like that. And also he does some stuff that can be counted as like fan disservice, you know? Like, I don't know. He's just a funny guy. Like, I'm so hesitant to call like, you know, sexism on that. So, alright, spoiler pudding is off. Let's see, something robot dad, something daughter that eats solid state drives. Oh, okay. Same thing, I know a lot of male gays like her. No, the other G-A-Z-E, but also probably G-A-Y-S as well. While streamer has the... Oh yeah, thank you, Matthew, thank you. Respond to those criticisms with naked Raiden cartwheels. Yeah, that's right! Yeah! Naked Raiden cartwheels and naked Snake, and like, there's just so much fan disservice and... female fan service, or fan service for females, you know? The dynamic with Raiden and Vamp. Yes! Man, I love... Oh man, if we could talk about MGS. 3 is my favorite, but I haven't played Delta yet. But man, I remember like playing 3 the first time and just being like so enamored with everything. Like the level of detail to everything. The fact that... It's funny because like Beans also likes MGS a lot, and I just like... We're just like talking about like how Kojima is like, he's kind of wacky. He does so many wacky things, but he takes it so seriously. Like the story is always so serious that like, you know, why even question it? You know, like I always think of MGS3 like Ocelot, just like, you know, with no shame, not a shred of shame in his body, meowing. Like this cool looking guy. You know, just and there's like an echo effect to it and everything. It's just so good. It's just so good. And like it's just so serious. Like this is the same game that goes over war crimes and like the like sins of the father, but also the sins of the West and all of these things. But also you have to find the little froggies. You have to find the little froggies in each stage. You got to shoot the little froggies. And then there's a part where you're on a motorcycle and like you have to shoot that frog. You gotta shoot that little toy froggy. And if you miss it, you're gonna have to play it all over again. You're gonna have to play that whole sequence all over again. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Can't pin ish on mobile mod view. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Let's see. Unfortunately, you gotta type the whole thing and you can't even set the timer. Mobile modding is a pain. Have you and Big Ham talked about MGS? I've definitely, like, whenever she talks about it, I have definitely, like, you know, contributed in the chat, you know, about all the stuff that we love about MGS. But we've never had like any kind of collab or any kind of conversation about it. But I know she's just as much of a MGS lover as I, even more so actually, even more so. Because, like, I've actually forgotten a lot of things about MGS, other than, like, my feelings about each game, you know? Can love bloom on the battlefield? Like, and one of my favorite memes is the little, like, sound that plays when you die, the dun 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 gunshot noise. Are you saying cool guys can't meow? There's no furries? For shame, Vinka! I'm sorry. No, cool guys can meow. Cool guys can meow. It's just, like, it's the gap moe. It's the juxtaposition of this guy in like gruff military armor with a little beret. He's slinging his guns in all seriousness, right? It's just like you don't expect him to meow, and then he does. Like, and then there's the pain. Is he the bees guy? He's the bees guy, right? The pain? God, me and Beans were like joking about like just how funny like the quote unquote villains are. Okay, spoiler pudding's going back on. The spoiler pudding's going back on. Matthew, don't worry about like pinning the chat or anything, pinning a chat message or anything like that. I'm just gonna put the spoiler pudding back on. But like the villains of MGS3 are so funny. Like if you think about it, if you really think about it, well actually you don't even have to think about it. You don't even really have to think about it. You just have to like you just have to, like, see them at face value and be like, alright, so we got a guy who controls bees? He's the bee guy? Hornets, there we go. Thank you, Soten Bori. The whole time he's doing all these, yeah, Power Ranger poses. You have angry cosmonaut guy who I kept dying to. And who, like, I probably fought, like, over 20 times. Like, and this wasn't even on hard difficulty. I think this was on whatever, like, the normalist most medium difficulty was. I just could not beat was it the Fury? I couldn't beat freaking Angry Cosmonaut. It took me forever, and then when I finally beat him, I remember I like immediately texted Beans being like, I did it, I freaking did it. Cause I feel like no other boss was that hard. Like, okay, let's see. Let's go down the line. There's Bees guy, there's Snake guy who's not Snake. He like disappears into the woods, you know, and he has like the cat eyes, right? And then there's old guy, there's dead guy, and old guy. And if you wait long enough, old guy will also be dead guy. Let's see, okay, what is that? So that's the pain, the fury, the sorrow is dead guy. The what's the old guy's name again? The end? Was it the end? Dead guy, old guy, dead old guy. Yeah, the end. And then what's the invisible guy's name again? The fear? Is it the fear? And then we know that the boss is also the joy. You know, yeah, the sorrow is dead guy. Yeah. I actually don't remember if that's even a spoiler. Like, or if they just established that he's dead, you know? Yeah, okay, the fear is invisible crawly guy, yeah. Good old hope you're doing the pacifist run guy. The sorrow, yeah. Oh my gosh, I remember Beans told me about that. Because a long time ago, and it's kind of a cute memory too because it was kind of early in like me and Beans like dating, was like he I think lent me his Xbox 360 MGS collection. Fun fact, by the way, I never played MGS1. However, I did see a compilation of all the cutscenes, which is nowhere near the actual experience of playing MGS1, but it was like the only option I had, because back then I think I only had like an Xbox 360. So I just watched all the cutscenes for 1, and then I played 2, 3, Peace Walker, and then I played 4, and like I said, this was like early in our relationship, so I didn't have a PS3, or was it on PS4? So I actually like It was before we lived together. I went over to his apartment to play it. And it was like also a little bit of like bashfulness on my end of like, oh man, he's gonna see what a terrible gamer I am. He's gonna see me be lame. And then little did I know that MGS4 is like hardly a video game and more of a movie, you know? Like, where it's like it's kind of okay that like I kind of sucked because half of the game was just us watching the cutscenes. So and actually, unfortunately, that does mean that MGS4 is the game I remember the least out of, other than 1, of course. But 2 I liked a lot. Peace Walker, I remember being like enamored with the like gun combat in that one, with just like the aiming and like the everything about it, you know. Let's see. But yeah, so I remember like when I was playing MGS3, Beans I think had warned me that like, oh, there's a boss that like the more people you killed, the harder that like battle is gonna be, you know. And I don't think I did a pacifist run. I think I still killed people, but I remember trying. I remember attempting with like the tranquilizer darts. I don't remember why I went off the pacifist run. I think I might have run out of ammo or something. Well, actually, even if you run out of ammo, can't you still like choke people out, right? I don't remember anymore. I don't remember. But yeah, I do remember that. I do remember, and I remember like watching MGS3 being like, oh cool, it's a prequel. That's awesome, it's a prequel. And then like there's a scene where you see someone like with a jetpack and being like, this takes place in the 60s? Did they have jetpacks in the 60s? I killed a lot of fish, filled my whole inventory, so the boss fight was very interesting. Just 2 to 3 minutes of non-stop fish. That's incredible. I didn't know that animals also counted. So if like the only thing that you like kill is like an alligator, you just get like mauled to death. 2 to 3 minutes of non-stop fish is so funny. Like, oh my gosh. Wait, I will continue the MGS conversation, but we haven't done round 2 yet. I can't remember what flag this is. I do get one, let's say Wikipedia search. I haven't used it in a while. But I'm just curious. It's not the flag for Bulgaria. Dang. Okay, so that was my one search. What flag is that? That's so familiar. Is it Armenia? I'm like, I used to know that flag so well, but maybe it is Armenia. It looks so familiar. Let's say Armenia, and when is this? The photo quality is very clear. Like the guy with the tracksuit in the back. Photo quality is pretty clear. I want to say maybe 2010s, 2020s. This person is definitely in like an old like uniform. So maybe it's some kind of like reenactment or something. Let's say like 2018. Ah, it is Armenia. Supporters of Armenian presidential candidate Levin Petrosyan cheering during a rally in Yerevan's Freedom Square, representing an opposition movement dedicated to ousting the ruling Republican Party amid widespread economic hardship and the accusations of government corruption. Ah, and it's 2008, so I'm 10 years off. But that's okay. Alrighty then. Where is this? This bus, oh look, Firenze, Roma. So this is a bus that goes to Florence and Rome. So Rome, Firenze, where actually is Florence? Oh, here's Florence. Let's see the architecture. Is that the Duomo? The dome? Mayhaps? I forgot if the Duomo is in Rome. I remember learning about the Duomo. Time-wise, though, the bus looks very streamlined modern, which I think would probably put it like anywhere from the 30s to the 50s. This looks 30s, 40s to me. Not so sure about the outfits. Well, this looks like 3 like priests in training or something, right? Or 3 priests. But the background, we are seeing shorter dresses. So maybe this is 40s? Actually, look. The casual wear with this guy over here. Maybe this is 50s. Let's say 50s. Let's say 55? Rome. 8 years off, it was 1947. So this is a scene at the Piazza del Comune in Assisi, a historic hill town in Italy's Umbria region. Roughly, oh dang it! It was the hint was right there. If it goes to Firenze and Rome, it would make sense to like find the place that's in between them, right? It's famous as the birthplace of Saint Francis and a major UNESCO World Heritage pilgrimage site. Ah, okay. I'm thinking Miku, wee you. Okie dokie, round 4. Rico Japan Bowl. Call me Miku. So this is Japan. This does look like film grain and or like early digital photo. So this could be maybe 2000s. Miku, wee you. Miku, wee you. Miku, wee you. Actually, let's take a look at the clothing in the background. I could be wrong. It feels kind of 2000s, right? Let's do late 2000s. Japan. 2006. Oh, it's 1989! That's how they get you. That's how they freaking get you, is like the nice little photography. He's so short, it's like you at locals! No, look! Look, these two are the same height! These two are the same height! Oh, and hello! Hello, hello. How was Racoin? Yo! Thank you for the raid. Hello, hello. Greetings, mechanics. I'm Babinka Bear. Oh, the spoiler pudding is still in my head. I forgot about that. We were talking about MGS for a little bit. Hello, hello. I'm Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And we're doing some time guesser right now. We were also talking about MGS earlier, but then I realized like, oh, we haven't finished time guesser, so we're gonna finish time guesser, and then we can yap about either Vocaloid or MGS or Digimon or what have you. But hello, Owen. Thank you for the raid. If you have to raid and run, no worries. But how was Ratcoin? You said it's somewhere between relaxing and stressful? Ah, okay, okay. Thank you for coming out of the trees when I mentioned a certain VN. Yeah, I was lurking for a little bit. And then I heard what you said, and I was like, I like activated. I was like, in the words of Seishun, game recognizes game. Am I right? Metal Gear? A weapon to surpass Metal Gear? But cool. Ratcoin looked really interesting. Yeah, I think I had heard people compare it to Balatro, so I guess I somehow like got the assumption that it was made by the same guy, but I think it is like a different team and or guy, but it's just a similar of like, oh, it's like X game, but with YZ, you know? It's like poker, but with different Joker effects. It's coin pusher, but with from what I heard, wolves. And is there a bear there? Is a bear? Am I the bear? Am I the bear in the in the coins? But it looks interesting. I might want to give it a try. Maybe. But yeah, thank you again for the raid. One of my friends told me about the solid snake method if you don't know how to carry a conversation. Ooh, tell me more. Similar multiplier math roguelite. Ah, oh, that sounds like a pretty concise way to describe that genre. Where you just repeat a subject or noun as the other person discussed, but as a question. Ah, Metal Gear? Ratcoin? It's fun, yeah, nice. And thank you for the 10 stream streak. Thank you. Yeah, we had just answered this one. We were off year-wise. We thought that it was the 2000s, but it's actually 1989. This is players of the East team celebrating after a 30-7 victory over the West in the Rico Japan Bowl at Yokohama Stadium in Japan, an annual showcase for U.S. college all-stars. While mainly a baseball venue, Yokohama Stadium features movable grandstands to accommodate different sports, including American football. Ah, interesting. And then Devin called me short. And I'm saying these guys are both short, but what if those football players are just tall? You guys ever think about that? You ever think about that? See, yeah, Reccoin has a lot of rabbit breeding. I'm surprised Owen's stream wasn't taken down. Well, if it's a game mechanic, I would understand, right? I'm tempted to try this out at some point. Yeah. Not the smiley. He smiles as he calls me short. Don't emojify my post, Twitch. I like it when it does it to just like the simple smile. You know, there was one time where Sklimbo was like making references to something. I forgot what it was, but the whole chat just looked like this. The whole chat just had the little like smile, just like the. I feel like that's what I should have done when Owen mentioned a certain VN. I should have just popped in with the smile. Like... Eugenics also has cat breeding. I heard about that too. I don't know if that's the kind of game I would want to play. You know what I would want to play on stream? Scriptorium. I know you posted it on the Discord, Matthew, but I also remember seeing the dev does a pretty good job of like of advertising their game. But it seems like you could just make cool art out of assets that harken back to medieval times and medieval marginalia, medieval illuminated manuscripts. I would like to make a little art piece using that, you know, maybe something of the Bubinka Bear variety, you know. All right, last round. Enlist in the army. We must win. I kind of want to say this is World War II. Influenza, wear your mask. Wait, which World War? Because if there's influenza, wasn't the Spanish flu around the 1910s, and that's also around the time of World War One? Fashion-wise, though, I don't know. Could this be 1930s? Like late 1930s? Because if it's saying both influenza and sign up for the war, you know. Masks at 2? Like, I know that, like, Spanish flu was a thing in, like, the 1910s, right? So, let's see. Is, it's on sale right now because of the stream. Medieval sale! Oh, I gotta get on that. Like... I gotta get on that. I've been wanting to get into more medieval stuff, especially medieval horror, but more so I've been reading a medieval horror book. Is that the game that people are making new ports in? Like the cigarettes? Let's see. Nap, hello, we going to war? Yeah, these lads are going to war, methinks. That one is definitely not of age. Like, you guys ever hear those stories of the people that like fake their age just to enlist in the war? And like, you know, people make the joke of like, oh yeah, they're like little children. That's like, those are kids. Those are like the kind of kids that I teach, you know? These are like middle schoolers. Their voices haven't dropped yet, you know? The smile. He's gonna say I'm 24. Yeah, I mean, I'm 24. I sure do love me the alcohol. Question is, what country could this be? Because let's say that this is for World War One, right? Because like I said, my reasoning is that like they're making a big deal of like influenza, wear your mask. Feels very like pandemic, aka the last big pandemic before COVID, I want to say was Spanish flu, right? I mean, barring AIDS, but this is more of like an airborne illness rather than sexually transmitted. So that would, I believe the Spanish flu was like 1910s. And then this is also like enlisting for the army, saying that we must win. That also is 1910, so like World War One rather than World War Two. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just not sure if if the fashion matches, right? So let's say 1917. I kind of want to say like, because my first knee-jerk reaction was like America, because like the English text over here, but it could just wait. What is this? What currency is this? Because I was gonna say America, but I'm not seeing a dollar sign or like a cent sign here. Sticker slacker investment. Maybe this is England. I'm not sure. Kids brainwashed into going at war at 12. Oh yeah, it's weird because well, not weird, but like I'm doing some early research for my decade studies, and we're doing the 1980s this week. And the 80s was experienced kind of a resurgence in conservatism. And to my little leftist brain, I'm like, why? But from what I've read so far, it's like, oh, like if the people that are reuniting Berlin, you know, or like reuniting Germany and like putting an end to the Cold War are the ones in charge, and they ended a war, then I could see why there's now so much support for that party. But yeah, good old satanic panic. Yeah, just your usual reminder, Ronald Reagan is the devil. Every kid your age loves alcohol. Ask your mom for some whiskey, you won't be getting much in your war rations. Says Lone must be American. That's a good point. That's a good point. It could be. Let's see. Citizens search your conscience. At first I was like, croissant? Search your croissant. There are 4 class. Oh, in San Francisco too. It's San Francisco. Wait, is that San Francisco has those kind of lights? Who am I to doubt that? This would be the 1910s then, right? So San Fran. Let's say, dang, I don't know now. This could still be the 1930s. I'm actually, let's look at our decade study Figma. Let's take a look at the fashion of the 1930s. We unfortunately don't have anything for the 1910s, but we do have stuff for the 30s. For men? Oh, this kind of looks, this kind of looks like the picture that we're looking at. Casual wear because of the Great Depression. Are they wearing those little, oh, look at the hats. They're wearing fedoras and they're wearing the little, like, what's it called? Like flat caps. Maybe this is the 30s. Let's say like 1939. Let's just hope. Let's just hope. Ronald 6. Wilson 6. Reagan 6. Oh my gosh, this song. This song. Not fedoras, the other one. Trilbies? Is it trilbies? Like these ones? Alright, let's make a guess. 1939 San Francisco. It was the 1910s! It was the 1910s. Why did I doubt myself? But it was also San Francisco. Why did I doubt myself? This was for World War I. No! San Francisco residents waiting in line to get flu masks during the Spanish flu pandemic. I even said it! Which killed roughly 675,000 people in the US and over 50 million worldwide. Lacking vaccines or antibiotics, cities use masks, closures, and the social distancing to curb the rapid spread. Let's see. Seems like the younger ones were wearing flat caps and the older ones are wearing fedoras and trilbies. Yeah, Spanish flu was World War I. I literally said that at the beginning. I was like, oh, like they're masking up. Must be the Spanish flu. And I doubted myself because of the fashion. More people wearing masks in that image than during COVID. That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say too, is that like, apparently, because you know how like during COVID there were a lot of people who were saying that like, you know, COVID is fake, you know, it's a fraud, it's not real, and then they would refuse to mask up, they would refuse to social distance, and people would bring up like, do you think like people acted this way in the past? And apparently, yeah, apparently people during like the Spanish flu did the same thing. They're like, no, it's a fraud, you know? But of course, it was more, I guess, prevalent in the 2020s because of just like so much like misinformation and stuff like that. But that's just crazy to think about, right? I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't realize that this is SF. Oh yeah, you did say that you're from California. So I'm actually, the only time I've been to NorCal was for Off-Kai. So I've never even been to San Fran. I would like to go, though. I would like to go. I do know that there's a bustling Filipino community over there. And, was that the place that has, like, really bomb, like, ube cheesecake? Anyway, I'm getting off track here. And then they were socially ostracized. So we gotta bring that back, man. We gotta bring that back. People have not stopped being stupid. Exactly. Good old Bumma freedoms. Exactly. Exactly. We have a saying in NorCal that people from LA don't realize that there's a California past the grapevine. I feel like I guess that's the stereotype, right? I don't know, maybe it's because of like the friends I made in college, but I was very well aware of the NorCal population. Uh Maybe it's because it's a Filipino community, but like I know that the Filipino community in NorCal is bussin', you know, like they know how to party is what I'll say. They know how to party. And then I do also have a couple friends from Central Valley as well. But then again, this is more of like a generalization. This is more of like my experience versus like the generalization. But yeah, maybe it's true, especially the people that live in like Hollywood and stuff. NorCal's cool. There's trees and stuff up there. There we go. There we go. We got the we got the stereotype fulfilled. We got the stereotype fulfilled. We have an ad break. We have an ad break coming up. I'll go ahead and stop the yaps for now. I need to get some water. But we'll come back. We'll finish off and then we'll talk about MGS and stuff. We kind of are a breed in NorCal to hate SoCal. Why does everyone hate SoCal when we love everybody else? I love New York. I love NorCal. Why do we get so much? I know why we get so much hate. It's a rhetorical question. We get so much hate and we're literally just chilling. We're literally just chilling here. I'm over here admiring NorCal and the East Coast and everyone's like, I hate California. You couldn't pay me to be here to go to California. And it's just so it makes me kind of sad. I'll be quite honest with you. It makes me a little kawawa. Kawawa. But whatever, man. I'm just here vibing. I'm just here vibing and showing my love to everybody else. Except for the people that think that Hatsune Miku is AI. I have no love for them. No love. Alright, ad break. Streamer gone. Can finally hear Miku. Miku was there the whole time. Miku was there the whole time. Also, hello, we're back. We're back. Okay, what was I talking about? I had a friend. Devin is saying I had a friend from NorCal that was telling us about the corn festival from when she was a kid and how she wrangled pigs, and the group was like, "Are you from Deep South Texas?" I'd want to go to a corn festival. Well, you mean like actual corn, right? Not the euphemism. I do like corn. Like esquites. Elote. Oh, that's my jam. Sorry if you could hear the burp. I just drank water. That's a water burp. In my town, we have a country fair, and it smells like barnyard since it's also where the ranchers auction off their livestock. Imagine paying 30 bucks for a funnel cake while it smells like manure. I can definitely imagine the 30 bucks for the funnel cake. I do live in LA. 30 bucks is quite the steal, actually. No, I'm just kidding, but... I mean Los Pincos. Los Pincos is what I meant. Funnel cake isn't even that good. I like funnel cake, but then again, I have the taste palette of like a 9-year-old. Streamer back, Miku gone. Miku's still here! Well, now it's transitioning to another song, but Miku's here! Also, on my way to college, I drive by 2 gun stores and 3 if you count it being down the street from the main street I drive on. Very cool. The right to bear arms. The right to my arms, you know. Oh my god, hi Miku! That is also a SoCal stereotype, that everyone is oblivious to the rest of the world and don't realize that everyone is mad at them. But I like you guys! Like... Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't say I'm oblivious. I wouldn't say SoCal people are like oblivious to how other people feel about them, but why feed into the hate when you could just be like, I like you guys. Like, I like the rest of the world, right? Why continue the cycle? We gotta end that cycle. Miku's always with you in your heart. Yeah, there you go. Miku's always with you. Nothing will ever beat the funnel cake you get at the amusement park. That ish is scrumptious. Yeah, I am a sucker for funnel cake. Funnel cake can be good, but not unreasonable to assume people might not do anything to make it really exceptional. Yeah, I think it's also because, like, funnel cake is good, but I'm also more of a churro gal. I do like churros a lot. All the smog from LA and SF ends up in my town, so everyone here has asthma? Well, if you think that's bad, the smog in LA is also still here in LA. Let's see, oblivious? No. Care about what people will think? Also no. Yeah. Yeah. I would say that too. Like, I wouldn't say oblivious. I wouldn't say oblivious. We're very well aware. It's the same thing with, like, people being like, oh, Americans don't realize that everyone hates them. It's like, nah, I think we realize it. Like, I think you guys have hammered that point in many a time, you know? Like, nah, we see it. Funnel cake needs strawberry topping, vanilla ice cream, and powdered sugar. Otherwise, what are you doing? I would say whipped cream. Whipped cream too. A lot of us hate us too. Yeah. We also hate Americans too. We get it. What's that meme of like right-leaning people are like kind of weak because like no one will. Oh, how did it go again? It's like no one will hate a leftist more than other leftists. I just think that's funny. Where it's like, you think you hate leftists. I'm a leftist and I don't like leftists. I will not be shy in saying that, like, as someone who is left-leaning, I met a lot of annoying people on the left. Many, in fact. Anyway, before we get too much into politics, let's see. I'm spying on you. No, actually, I was doing this. Damn Americans, they ruined America! Yeah, now I'm fully aware people hate me. You think having a trans flag in my username would garner some degree of camaraderie, but nope, my nationality matters more. It's okay, you can say I'm annoying. No, it's not even you. I have like a very specific person in mind, but it's definitely not you. It's like people I've met in my past, like when I was in college and stuff. It's like, I don't know how much I want to really go into this, but in college, I feel like I did, especially when I was having my, like, kind of political, social consciousness awakening, I also was exposed to kind of, like, what that looks like when people don't give other people don't give other people the benefit of the doubt, I guess. I've just experienced a lot of people being like, you think you're woke, you're not woke enough. Which in many cases, yeah, there are places where we could be a little bit more, I guess, considerate of other people's experiences, but I think it's the aspect of like aggression. And it's not that, yo, Mega Bronson, hello. Thank you for the raid. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, my fellow bear? I did see that you were playing Minecraft. How goes the adventuring? Did you find the ancient city? I actually haven't logged on in Minecraft in oh, Schnackery, what's up? Are you also saying hi to Mega Bronson? What's up? What's up, Schnackery? He's loud. Yeah, howdy, howdy. How was the Minecrafts? What new shenanigans have come up in the realm? Let me know. Let me know. Let's see. Dang, I'm not being annoying enough. I must get stronger. I don't think you have to get stronger. I think all the short jokes are fine, actually. I think you're doing your due diligence in that regard. It's great being Native American because I don't have to blame myself for the country being ish. Let's see. It's what happens when you never step outside and forget that not everyone is studying the Communist Manifesto. Yeah, you know, like, I do feel that we can extend the olive branch a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I do understand why there's a lot of, like, I guess aggression with certain aspects of politics, of the whole, like, the quote-unquote, you're not woke enough. I get it. I get it because of, for example, like, trying to extend the olive branch, trying to do things peacefully, trying to work within the system doesn't always work. In fact, in many cases, it can make things worse, right? Or like the people that try to quote unquote change things from the inside, they just become another cog in the machine, or maybe sometimes even a even worse cog in the machine. There's that, and I understand why, like, the alternative then is to, like, yeah, like, you know, violent revolution, or take up arms, or like be more aggressive in your tactics. But I feel like there's a little bit of nuance too with like how you want to approach certain things. You know, like coming up to someone with straight aggression of, like, you know, the quote unquote not being woke enough. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just say that. I got lost, never found the city, never found the swamp, just on the boat. I'm looking for frogs to make a lighthouse. I do remember that there's frogs in Minecraft. There are frogs in Minecraft. A lighthouse would be cute. Things are too polarized in our society. Yeah, if the system worked, things wouldn't be as they are. Exactly, exactly. A lot of leftists don't want change, they just want martyrs. Well, I can't... I see where you're coming from with that. I'll say that. I see where you're coming from. With a lot of things, especially with like how polarizing things are politically, there's a lot of situations in which I want to say, like, I understand why people have the views that they do. I understand, but it's just more of like, it's a shame that there isn't a little bit more open-mindedness. What was that quote that I like so much? There's a movie I really like called Lion in Winter. It's a movie about way before this time period. This is about Henry II and Eleanor of Aquitaine, and the movie has Peter O'Toole as Henry II and Katharine Hepburn as Eleanor of Aquitaine. And I just remember, like, there was a scene that I really like where she just said, like, why can't we all just, like, love each other a little bit more? You know, actually, I kind of want to play that clip for you guys. Lion in Winter. We all have knives. Here, I think about this a lot. The Katharine Hepburn's monologue in Lion in Winter. Let's just give it a little bit of a watch. No, not full screen. Demonetized. Oh, no. Didn't mean to play the next one. I didn't mean it. Okay, there we go. I didn't mean to. Yeah, I always think about that little mini monologue. First of all, the whole like, of course he has a knife. It's 1183. We all have knives. It's like the you know how everyone's all like, it's the 2020s. Why do we still do this? It's the 2010s for gosh sakes. It's the 90s. Why are we still doing this? Well, this is kind of like an inversion of that. Like, it's 1183. Of course he has a knife. We all have knives. Yeah. But also just that end point. Like, I always think of how she says that, like, we have so much to love each other for. We have so many possibilities, you know? He has a sword. We all have swords. Exactly. And albeit, like, that is a little bit of, like, a simplistic view of just like, guys, just stop fighting, just have peace, you know? Like, that's not necessarily what I mean in terms of like, you know, I wish we could be more like this. It's just more of like, it's specifically the part where she says like, we have so much to love each other for, right? But let me catch up on chat real quick. Let's see. The kind of left is that, oh, let me replay some music. There we go. Made me feel guilty because I don't punch cops on a daily basis. Piss me off because they gain so much support. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The like whole, like I said, the whole like you're not woke enough kind of thing. Instead of kind of like supporting some, like if someone kind of misspeaks or if someone isn't doesn't have the same kind of like quote unquote like wokefulness as people like to like kind of misuse in terms of vocab, then it almost feels like the sense of like someone's looking down on you for not being woke enough. I get that too, but at the same time, like I said, I get why people like are a bit more aggressive because of the whole like, well, being peaceful didn't get us anywhere, you know? There are three kinds of people: those who know how to count and those who do not. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we don't all have the privilege to do that, and we not have our life immediately over one way or another. It's very similar to like, I had this conversation with my coworker too of like how it feels to like know that you're essentially a cog in the machine, you know, like this idea of like, if we were just like cogs in the machine, then our lives get a little bit more peaceful. But then you know that you're like, by being neutral, you're also kind of contributing to how crappy things are. Don't gotta feel guilty for failing purity checks as they are BS. Yeah, and like the performativeness of it too. The performativeness of like everything. Especially when it originates from Western Europeans, where the punishment for that is maybe a single night in jail, not a lifetime in federal penitentiary. Oh my gosh, 100%. Can't believe they had cameras in 1183. This is one of my favorite films, and it's funny because this is one of the films that like my history teacher in high school put on because he very obviously had a hangover. Like, it's like, I don't really feel like teaching today. We're gonna put on Lion in Winter. And it's the kind of thing where like, you could very easily tune out. Like, this could just be like a free period for your history class. We just put this on and tune out. But I actually ended up liking it. I actually ended up liking this film a lot. You know? I think he actually showed us quite a few like banger like historical films. We watched Little Big Man. We watched this one, Lion in Winter. I'm trying to remember what else. No, actually, I take it back. I feel like the history teacher that showed this, he actually like very much intended to show this film. I'm thinking of my AP psychology teacher. I took AP psychology in high school, and he showed us a bunch of random films that didn't seem like they were related to psychology at all. But I think it was because he was hungover. I want to say that he was hungover. Because he would also do this thing where like he would play the first part of a movie and then never show us the second part, you know? Because like, a school period, at least where I grew up in California, is just like around 57 minutes, 58 minutes, you know? So that's not enough time to see like an entire movie. So he would put on like Wally, for example, for like a single like class period, and then the next day it was like business as usual. So it's like, oh, what are we not gonna watch the rest of Wally? Like, I wanted to see the rest of Wally. You know, whereas I do remember seeing the entirety of Lion in Winter. So I take it back. I think my history teacher was like, you know what? We're learning about medieval times. Let's put on Lion in Winter. But my AP Psych teacher was like, nah, we're just gonna put on Wally because I don't feel like teaching today. This isn't Call of Duty. Martyrs don't drop grenades on death. Ooh, that's a banger line. Of course you see what they're saying. You just read it. I did just read it. Let's see. Hungover or, you know, today is 420. True. Final notice, it's better to live and help your community than die from a cop because you not only help your community, the cop doesn't get a bonus and a medal. Ooh, I'm snapping. I'm snapping. That goes hard, Kayla. That goes so hard. I love that. I try to remember what else I watched from that teacher. Oh, thank you for pinning that, Matthew. Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to remember, not to put you on the spot, but Mega Bronson, if you remember the professor the high school teacher that I'm thinking of, that like just played like really cool films like this. Do you remember any other films? I'm pretty sure we had the same teacher. I'm pretty sure we had the same teacher. But I remember he played Little Big Man. He played Lion in Winter and a couple others, but I can't. I want to say Schindler's List. No, it wasn't Schindler's List. It was The Pianist. It was The Pianist because, you know, high schoolers were making memes about the pronunciation of that movie, The Pianist. The Pin of Praise, exactly. Yeah, we were also talking about, because we already did Time Guesser. I remember Little Bagman, but I don't remember. I didn't watch The Pianist nor this movie. Ah, maybe it was a different. No, I do remember it was his classroom, but maybe we took different classes. Because I remember I had this teacher twice. I feel like I had him for world history and for AP European history. So maybe that's why. And I definitely remember having a class with you. But anyway. I was really big into like historical media. I even remember like when I was starting out my master's degree, I made a whole thing of like how media can help people learn about like different historical. Ah, you didn't take AP Euro. I see. So I think it was world history we had together, because we had a little bit of a lore drop. For those that didn't like understand the context, yeah, me and Mega Bronson went to high school together. Same with Beans. All three of us went to the same high school. And come to think of it, I don't think I ever had a class with Beans, but I did have quite a few with Mega Bronson. And I remember in one of our classes there was this game where you simulated World War I with fake names. And I just remember like this video where all of us like, I feel like it might be hard to like get like high schoolers to lock in on an activity, especially a simulation. But I remember all of us were pretty locked in. Like, I think it's because this activity had a lot of possibility for fooling around, for shit posting, for lack of a better term, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm playing as this country. Well, you know, damn the torpedoes. You know, I watched The Knight's Tale 3 different times in college, and while it is a good movie, I never want to see it again. What's funny is I don't think I ever watched it. I did see the movie to play in middle school, though, especially on a rainy day, where, like, for PE, I was France #1 Navy BB. I should show you that video that I have. I was taken on a really old digital camera. And I will never post it. I will never even put the audio. For one, it doesn't. I don't think it the audio doxes us. The video 100% does. But I hate how annoying my voice is in the video. I sound like a moron. Like, it was like teenage Binka just being like, "All right, guys, what's going on here?" Like, and then you listen to Mega Bronson, and he's speaking like a true politician. Of like he's going over the plans of what we're gonna do to not Germany, you know. I forgot what the like. I think that we call Germany Penland or something like that. He's speaking like a true like, you know, professional politician. Meanwhile, I'm like talking like a Californian like valley girl of just like, so like what's going on here? What's who are we torpedoing? Who are we bumming, you guys? And just waving around my little digital camera and everything. Anyway, to get back to what Nap was saying of like a film that I've seen so many times, Sandlot. We watched Sandlot a whole bunch of times. And the thing is, I can't remember anything about the movie other than the fact that it, I guess, takes place on a sandlot. Did y'all have a whole day where you dressed up and went through fake Ellis Island? No, but I did in middle school have a day where we dressed up as like a random like historical figure from ancient history, and like people like, how do I say this? We like were sat down in a booth and people could walk around and ask us questions, and we had to answer questions like we were the historical figure. I think I did it twice. No, I did it once. I think my character was like, or my historical figure was like Joseph Brant or Grant or something. It wasn't Ulysses Grant. It was like his name. His first name was Joseph, but I forget. Let's see. You ever played Diplomacy? No, I haven't. Like SNL's The Californians. Yes. Like, you gotta take the 405 to the 5 to the 110 to the 101 to the to the 134. Oh, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? I feel like if I didn't grow up around so many Chicanos, I think my accent would be closer to that. Not gonna lie, you know, like. Not gonna lie, I think my accent would be a lot closer to that. Oh my god, chat, what are you guys doing here? I'm just like, and the up talk. Oh my god, the Californian up talk, where you have the like upward lilt at the end of every like. So I went to the grocery store and then I saw Mr. Pancakes, and Pancakes was shopping for pancakes, and then I was like, "Where's the syrup?" I know I definitely do the like thing when it comes to like stereotypical Californian speak, right? The like that, like literally what I just did, using like as a filler. I don't know how much I actually do the up talk, or any other kind of like stereotypical valley girl-esque, you know, like accent things. Oh my gosh, it's Cantarella. God, I love this song. Hey, Bibinker, what do you know about Battlefield 1? Oh, I love Battlefield 1. I haven't played it in a minute, but I remember, I remember, like, was it on Xbox One or 360? I remember, like, I think that was one of the games where, like, I really tried to 100% all the achievements. It's an FPS setting. Yeah, I remember, I remember the Lawrence of Arabia stage a lot. Did you have to make a mini mission in the 4th grade for California history? I actually didn't. Everyone has that as like a core memory, but I at no point remember making a California mission. And I even asked my mom, because my mom was the kind of person that would like help me with my homework, to a point. I think there was a point where like I was like essentially like an honor student, and she was like, all right, you could do this yourself. But I even asked her, like, do you remember like helping me make like a mission for 4th grade? And she's like, no, I don't. So I don't remember doing it. Like, I remember a lot of like some of my projects in elementary and middle school. But I don't remember making a mission at all. I don't know why. Maybe I think my teacher just didn't do it. I remember we were told to dress as our family's nationality for the time period, and being Irish, I dressed up as the most stereotypical St. Patrick's Day crap and walked on my knees with shoes attached all day and got bonus points. I'm glad you got bonus points. I think my character for that project I told you guys about, where you have to like dress up as a character and essentially like pretend to be them. I want to look it up now. I want to say it's like Joseph Brant or Grant. Was it Joseph Brant? It was Joseph Brant. It was a Native American person. Political leader. Mohawk military and political leader based on present-day New York and later Brantford, on what's today Ontario. Yeah, I remember I had to dress up as this person. And, like, essentially, like, it was one of those, like, you have to pick the name out of a hat. You have to pick the name out of a hat, and then you, like, dressed up as them. Is there a way to play it behind a huge blur? The sorry, I'm a bit late in reading your message, so I don't remember what that is referring to. I'll admit I say hella. I like hella. I like hella, and at first I didn't get finna, but I heard it more, and I was like, you know what? I get it. I get finna. I get hella and finna. I think you did say audio is safe, right? I think so. Oh, I see what you're saying. The video of me and Mega Bronson. There probably is, but I just don't like how dumb I sound. I know that's like a silly reason, but I don't think I'll ever show you guys the video because I just don't like how dumb I sound in the video. Maybe there's a way that I can cut out all of the times where I talk and you could just hear Mega Bronson. Being the political genius that he is, you know? BF1 is... Oh, it's Xbox One. I see. But yeah, hella, I think I started saying it more because like I said, I do have some friends from the Bay Area. The Yay area! That's what they used to call it. Like, the Yay area. I mean, when in 4th grade, I think my parents did most of the work. I mean, why do they make 4th graders do a project like that? Where it's like... I feel like most of the kids that had to do that project, it's like, I didn't do that project. My parents did that project. Had this too for mine because my family was in the US for so long. I went as a cowboy. Oh, I love that. I love that. I have something I need to ask you in regards to local lingo. Go for it, Nap. Go for it. Oh god, no thank you. I don't even talk in my own stream. I'll see if I can find the video. I'm pretty sure I have it on my Google Photos. But like I said, I just don't like how I sound in it. Like, I don't like I sound very Valley Girl-ish. I sound very dumb. Oh my god, what's going on, guys? If I ask you to play Rochambeau, what game am I referring to? Rock, paper, scissors, right? Is Rochambeau rock, paper, scissors? I know that, like, Filipinos also call it that, right? I think like no. Filipinos call it jak and poi. Jak and poi, and then there's like a little like rhyme to it and stuff. But when I think of Rochambeau, I think of rock, paper, scissors. There was a separate thing I remember where the whole grade was doing like a mini UN, but we had to justify why we were that country. My last name being Czechoslovakian. We got to be the old school Czechoslovakia before the split. We all dressed up as vampires and talked with a horrible accent while talking out of entering World Wars. We did not get extra points for that one. Oh no. Oh no. Well, I mean, wouldn't the stereotypical vampire accent be like Romanian, right? And Nap says yes. Wait, is there like what are the alternative interpretations of Rochambeau? Now I'm curious. Guys, Cubs, report in when we say Rochambeau. If I'm asking you to play Rochambeau, you gotta say it in that rhythm. You know, like, what do you guys think of? What are you guys thinking of? I know what I'm thinking of. What are you guys thinking of? Oh, kicking someone in the junk? Really? Or get kicked in the junk? It's funny because Beans is nodding right now. Beans is not. I've never heard that before. I've heard it as rock, paper, scissors. Wait, I'm gonna mute. Okay, unmuting. I asked Beans for a little for his take on it. He said that Rochambeau is, for him, he learned it as both. You play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever loses gets kicked in the nards or smacked in the nards. And then I was like, oh, is it like wait, how do I do this? Hold on. How do you even like type that out? Dang it, no. What's that little like finger hand gesture? All right, give me a second. Give me a good Mike's hard second. I'm gonna grab a picture real quick. It's killer, I tells you. It's killer. Alright, alright. Okay, let me know if this is a regional thing. If I were to... Okay, if I were to show you this... Is this a regional thing? If I'm showing you this... What a... God... Oh no. When I did an internship on the East Coast in college, I was the only one from California in a group of 15 interns. One time we played Ultimate Frisbee, and I recommend Rochambeau to describe which team goes first, and everyone looked at me like you were crazy! What the heck? What the heck? What did they think? That was a schoolyard thing people made up, like sticking your pinky finger up was the Chinese middle finger! Oh my gosh. You know what that reminds me of? Speaking of problematic. Speaking of problematic. Isabel, look at the Malcolm in the Middle scene. Dang, Ancient got him. I just got back and got. You ever zoom in on this emotes? I didn't realize it was flying on the screen, George. Also, good evening, George. There's a camera to the entrance of my apartment complex, and I do this every time I get home from work. I hope I got someone. You know what's funny? This is on a ancient like Buddhist statue. I went to a museum a couple months ago and saw this statue, and I was like, no way. Like, ain't no way. Like, it's like an ancient Buddhist statue. And I remember like I pointed it out to the group because we were listening to like an educational talk. We were listening to like not a docent, but like just like someone that was like in the know of like about like this whole exhibit. It was all about like Buddhist art. And then like I pointed it out. Like all of my friends, by the way, are also fellow academics. And then, like I remember like I didn't even whisper anything to them. I just did the gesture myself. And then they started giggling, and then I saw like within the circle, like everyone just started like passing it around, you know, like I saw them like really quickly do the gesture, and then like everyone was kind of like, you could tell they were like stifling laughter. They were like holding back. They were like, no, I can't laugh. There's someone talking about this right now. There's someone talking about this. Get him. That's why I asked you, because I wanted to know where the regional divide is for the term rock, paper, scissors. Ah, now I know it's both Northern and Southern California. Nice. The Buddha be hitting you with the 6-7. I can't believe Reed Wiseman brought 6-7 to space. Isn't that crazy? One day the aliens will look back on our feats. Not our feet, but our feats. Feats. And it's kind of like the poem with Ozymandias. Look upon my works, and how does that go again? Like, look on my works, ye mighty, and tremble, or whatever. And then there's all that's gonna be left of our civilization is the gesture I'm showing on the screen right now in 6-7. Rochambeau was popularized by Mythbusters. Really? Was it really? Oh man. Anyway, I didn't forget the thing about being problematic. So I didn't know about, what is it, the Chinese middle finger thing? I didn't know about that, but I'm curious if this is a shared experience. Did any of you guys play patty cake like in like elementary school, but then there were different iterations, there's different little rhymes and stuff? Yeah, exactly. Gaze upon my works, ye mighty, and no despair. There we go. Oh, Corey Grant and Tori did it all the time. Ah, okay. So, you know there's like the patty cake one, right? Like patty cake bakers, man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. And then there was slide. And then there was okay, the one that I swear to God, this is what they said. This was the rhyme they used. I don't, you know, I don't support it in any way. It is very racist. It doesn't have any slurs as far as I know, but it is pretty racist. Basically, the rhyme was, oh god, this is gonna get taken out of context. It was, like, patty cake. Chinese people are so funny. This is the way they count their money. And then it was gibberish. and then you would do the like sumo like you would hit bellies with each other. You know what I mean? Like you would base. Wait a minute. It's like the like you like collide your belly with the other person's belly. You know? Okay, it came back around to being funny. Vika being racist, that's my I'm not racist. Not intentionally. I'm Chinese and can confirm it's true. Oh my god. Also, I missed out on some messages. Well, they are from California, so that makes sense. There you go. That sounds vaguely familiar. Now I'm curious. I'm curious as to how much of a, like what other things from the schoolyard got spread around. Because I know the cool S, like, purportedly comes from, like, street art. Maybe even, Jean Basquiat, right? Like, you know, you guys know what I mean when I say the cool S, right? Cool S. Da, na, da, na, na, na. The cool S, right? There's the cool S. That one, like, purportedly, where is it? John R.'s photographs of graffiti in New York City. Da, 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 da. And then, Jean... Is this middle name? Here, Jean-Michel Basquiat. Who we might go into for this, this week's, decade study. Excuse me, decade study. I keep burping. I think there's one of his works that has it. That literally has, like, the cool S. Alright, I'm just gonna Google it. Jean-Michel Basquiat cool S. But it's a little bit of like a modified cool S. Here you go. It's like, it's not quite the same, but it kind of looks like it, right? So people are saying that like, this one actually looks a little bit more like it. This like cool S. Oh, Binka, you play that graffiti game and do art studies. Do you know how to do graffiti writing? No, I would want to play that game a little bit more. The only one that I like I can't even say I confidently know it, but like bubble lettering. But I don't know if I would. You do see it in graffiti, but I don't know if like the type that I learned is specifically like graffiti like. Let me see if I can like replicate it real quick on MS Paint. I can't even say that I like confidently know it. It's just that I remember doing it in like elementary school. It's like each letter kind of like overlaps, but they're like very bubble like. But funny enough, I do know quite a few people that can replicate it. I think Mega Bronson's one of them. But I also know like I know a professor that is really good at like graffiti lettering. And like I remember like at the beginning of each of his classes, his like headings, like you know, like when teachers put like the date in like the corner of the board and stuff. He would always do it in like graffiti. I know, actually, something more like this. That could even be a little bit more bubbly, right? You're being too strict with what graffiti is? Yes, it's the yes. Ah, okay, okay. Then it's a yes. I'm thinking of like the more angular type of graffiti writing. I would like to learn how to do something like that. But also I know that you can also like add a little bit of like shadow here, right? Da, 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 na, 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 na. I had a substitute teacher one time in elementary school that was really good at doing this, but without like using any guidelines. Like they just knew how to do like the shadowy parts. I can't even really replicate it, but they did it to the point where like if you take out like the skinny outline that I have here, they knew how to do like the thick outlines to make it look like a shadow. Time for a Binko Black Book and Posca stream. Oh, that's true. I do have Posca markers. Oh my god, this song. Bobinka. I mean, that would be cool. That would be something that I would like be down to hit up like Almontes, because he does like the really fancy like old English style calligraphy. And like this would be like this would also count as calligraphy, right? But of like a different flavor. It's 2012 again. It's 2012 and I'm 21. Oh my gosh. I'm not even in like 4-year college yet. I'm not even in 2012? You guys remember the Maya apocalypse of 2012? It really happened. That's why things are the way things are now. 2012, I was 21. I hadn't even gotten to 4-year college. I was still in community college. I remember the day of the quote-unquote Maya apocalypse, which, by the way, I could talk about that. I could talk about that, and how like because I have a couple of friends that were like they're very much into like Maya culture, and they're like actually it's not the apocalypse, it's actually the end of a Baktoon. Oscar graffiti stream would be exactly what I'm looking for. Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down on... I do have like a... I was thinking of like scheduling a couple more art streams. Let's see, maybe we'll put it here. So Posca graffiti stream. He's actually doing calligraphy stream right now. Oh, nice, nice. You were 21 in 2012. Yeah, wait. Yeah. Like, yeah, I wait a minute. I'm doing my math right. Yeah, I was 21 in 2012. Yeah. I remember because during... Okay, for those who don't know, it was purported that there would be a Maya apocalypse on... I could also just use the text. December 21st, 2012. Oh, why is it so small? Oh, no, what happened? This was said to be the Maya apocalypse, because it was the end of the Maya calendar. So the day that happened, I remember I was vacationing with some buddies. In a kind of wintry part of, like a snowy part of not even Los Pincos, a snowy part of California. And I remember it came and went. And we even wrote in like, we had like an Airbnb, I think it was an Airbnb. We were in an Airbnb, and then when we left the cabin, we even wrote something in the guest book being like, we survived the Maya apocalypse. That's why I kind of remember that. You weren't out of high school? You're so young. You still have so much in your future. But yeah, to those who don't know, like, what's the deal with like the Maya apocalypse? So the Maya has a very sophisticated calendar system. They actually have multiple calendar systems. They have the now I'm forgetting my information. They have like a ritual calendar, and then just like the calendar that they would use for daily life. Actually, what's wrong with just doing a little bit of research on the fly? Got him. Let's see. Maya calendar. And one of the bigger like one of the biggest, like, I guess, measurements of time within the Maya calendar is called a Baktoon. December 21st, 2012 was the end of a Baktoon, which isn't necessarily the end of the world. It's more so like the beginning of a new cycle. So let's look at Maya calendar stuff, because I do dig this kind of stuff. So there's the Tzolk'in, and then there is... Where's the other one? My calendar consists of several cycles or counts of different lengths. The 260-day count is known to scholars as the Tzolk'in, or Tzolk'in. Oh, you know what I never noticed? One of the Maya languages, their word for sun is K'in. That little apostrophe that you see there? Actually, I know it's kind of hard to read on my screen. Here, let me make the text a little bit bigger. So it says Tzolk'in or Tzolk'in. The little apostrophe is kind of it's called what's called a glottal stop. So you have to kind of like how do I say this? A glottal stop is kind of like a pause in your speech. So it's almost like when you say uh-oh. You know, like you don't say oh, you say uh-oh. Like your throat kind of closes up at the end of that uh-oh, you know? Uh-oh. So that's a glottal stop. So when you see an apostrophe, specifically in like Maya, but probably other languages as well, that's also a glottal stop. So you say you don't say tsolkin, or I guess here you would say tsolkin. You would say tsolkin. Kin. So the tsolkin was combined with a 365-day vague solar calendar known as the Hab, or Ha'ab, to form a synchronized cycle lasting for 52 Ha'ab called the calendar round. The calendar round is still in use by many groups in the Guatemalan highlands. And then my favorite apocalypse scenario was the one in 2011 that Macho Man Randy Savage sacrificed himself to save us. That's right, he did pass away back then. The image of him elbow dropping Jesus is the masterpiece. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I like to imagine he teleported the 4 horsemen into the ring and took them on. Let's go, brother. Snap it to a Slim Jim. I'm trying to remember. I think that is the Tzolk'in the shorter one, and then there's like a long count calendar. Calendar round. Yeah, there we go. The long count is for I guess as it implies, for longer counts. Let me rewind a little bit. So the Tzolk'in was kind of like the calendar that you would just use in daily life, and I believe it just kind of goes up to like a year, like as in like, how do I say this? No, it goes up to 260 unique days. There we go. So the Tzolk'in calendar combines 20 day names with 13 day numbers to produce 260 unique days. So instead of like, you know, January 1st, like the Gregorian calendar has 365 unique days, right? Because like a month could have anywhere from 28 to 31 days. So it's like, oh, this is the first day of January. But then the first day of February is also a unique day, right? You get what I mean when I say like a unique day? So here in the Tzolk'in, it's 260 unique days. But instead of thinking it of like, for example, like with the Julian or the Gregorian calendar, it's like 4 to 5 weeks is in a month and 12 months are in a year. And there's like 7 days in a week. It's a little bit different because here there are, the weeks are more so like 13 days, right? And I feel like for me, that was a little bit hard to understand because when I think of weeks, I think of like, oh, there's always a weekend. That's when you don't work, right? Or preferably that's when people like usually don't work, especially if you have a 9 to 5. So part of me was like, oh, you're telling me you gotta work 13 days? Or sorry, you gotta work like 11 days without any breaks. But no, that's not necessarily what that means. It's just that like, that's how they break up their time is with 13 days. So it's very possible that they might have had longer weekends or maybe no weekends, but then you had more rest time. I don't know for sure, right? Macho madness. The cream always rises to the top. I thought Tzolk'in was the guy who wrote The Hobbit. No, you're thinking of the character. You're thinking of the character from South Park. Let's see. So yeah, they have their week. They're like what is essentially like the closest to a week is what's called a Apex School. Hello, we're talking about the Maya calendar. All good stuff, right? I believe it's called a trecena. The 13-day like I said, not really a week, but it's just like a span of time. Oh yeah, get your stickers, everyone. Don't forget to get your scratch and sniff of stickers. It's only a 1-point redeem. So yeah, there's see if I can remember how to like explain this because I learned it once, but never again after that. It's a neologism coined in Yucatec Maya to mean count of days. Various names of this calendar is used in pre-Columbian Maya people is still debated by scholars. The Aztec calendar equivalent was called the Tonalpohuatli. Oh no, Tonapuhuali. There we go, or Huayi. That's all I actually know. Tzolk'in from Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, that's cool. I had no idea. I should start writing in a diary or journal or something. I think that's journaling is typically like a nice way to kind of just talk about your day, record things, but also help you sort out any big feelings you might be feeling, right? I've been trying to get into journaling as well. I've been trying, but the extent of my journaling has just been to like write one good thing that happened a day. Tonal Pohwali, which is the Aztec equivalent. So this one has 260 unique days as opposed to our 365 days. It is used to determine the time of religious and ceremonial events for divination. Each successive day is numbered 1 up to 13 and then starting again at 1. Separately from this, every day is given a name in a sequence from a list of 20 day names. Sotenbori, amazing name. Yeah, right? So here are some of the day names you have here. So, and what's interesting is that there's different ways that you can read these glyphs, because for one, there are different Maya languages. That's something that I only recently found out, like a couple years back. But there's not just one Maya languages. There's languages like Kiiche, Yucatec, and a couple of others. I just know these are kind of the main two that I know of, is Yucatec and Kiiche. So, for example, like this one would be pronounced like Imish, but in Kiiche it would be Imosh. So ik, akbal, akabal, kan, kaat, chichan, kan. Actually, I don't know what, would this be like a soft C? So simi and kame, manik, ke, or kej. Oh, and then reconstructed classic Maya. Wait, this is so cool. So they're trying to reconstruct what like ancient Maya would have sounded like. So imish ha ik ak baal kaan. Ooh, you know what? Some of these glyphs I kind of recognize too. This is the glyph for water or food. I think it's water. I'm starting to familiarize myself with some Maya glyphs. It's one of those things that I am studying a little bit more at work. But this is the glyph for water. This is the glyph for wind, but it also doubles as the glyph for place. So if you see this glyph next to another glyph, it's most likely referring to like like the place of, like, for example, the place of water, or the place of night, or the place of I think this is heart or tamal. Yeah, little fun fact, this glyph is both the glyph for heart, as in, you know, the heart that's beating in your chest, but also tamal, like tamales. They're the same glyph. Actually, some of these I'm able to kind of recognize. I think this might be the glyph for night. Oh, I think this is the one for snake or alligator. Tamal. Oh my god, I love tamales. I haven't had some in a minute though. Ooh, wait, look! It's the same. I got you guys again. I didn't even mean to do that. Look, it's the same thing. It's a little bit different. But I got you guys twice. Hey! I'm pointing and laughing at you guys. You guys are the fools. Twice in a row. Look at that. Got him. I think this is the one for star. This is a glyph for star. I actually don't know what glyph this is, other than got him. This one I'm not sure either. It looks like a fish. This one kind of looks like a fish, right? Oh, and this one looks like a jaguar? I thought it was a pig at first, but it looks like a jaguar. Let's see, Chuwen. What's this one? Oh, it looks like some kind of creature. The rest of these, I can't say that I know them. Oh no, I know this one. This is the glyph for earth. It's Takopi, like Takopi's original sin. Oh. Actually, wait, which one? Which one is it? Which one? Whoa, plant raid. Reddy's Lab, hello. Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Babinka Bear. Let me snooze that ad for 5 minutes. I'm Babinka Bear. I'm your local Sun Bear art history teacher and educational streamer. And right now we're looking at the Maya calendar. We're just learning about the Maya calendar, just because, you know? Just cuz. But you were playing Hollow Knight. How was Hollow Knight? How was that? How was that? I've heard good things about, or I've heard interesting things about Silk Song. Let me know how you're doing. Yeah, we're just talking about like some Maya calendar stuff, I've been familiarizing myself with Maya glyphs, so I was quite surprised to see that I recognize some of these glyphs. Not all of them, of course, but some of them look pretty familiar. Like, for example, this is the glyph for water, but it also has kind of like a part of a glyph for place. So it could also be like mayhaps the place of water. But yeah, pronounced like Maya. Fish. A fish! Fish! Plant raid! Good evening again, George! Wait, how do you two know each other? I think you recommended... Didn't you recommend Reddy's art? I remember looking at your art for art appreciation one time. I like it. I like it. I remember you had those really cool OCs, right? Playing Silk Song, it's really fun. Nice. This one's a jackal. Jackal? Jackal. Is it a jackal? Jackal. If it wasn't right the first time, why would you think it was right the next 10 times? Yeah, we're trying to see if we can recognize any of the glyphs here. I just know this is the one for Earth, and a colleague of mine had told me that this is supposed to be like, it could either be the compound eyes of an insect, or it could be a seed germinating. That's all I know about that. Only because I thought you were gonna roast them? I would never. I would never. He is so mean to me. I'm sure you guys are nice buddies. You and here were buddies, weren't you? They named the Standardized and Revised Orthography of Guatemalan Academia de Lenguas. Yeah, I wish I could say I remember more about this, but ooh, actually, some of these glyphs I recognize too. This is the one for bat. It's pronounced suits or oh no, it says it right here. Sots. The rest of them not so much, but there is also some meanings of the glyph over here. Let's see. So bat. Oh, this one. I believe this is the glyph for sun, and I think this is the glyph for yellow. Wait, I actually have a little cheat sheet with me. Give me a second. I just realized this song is 10-faced. That top glyph is a color. I just don't remember which one. I think it's yellow or white. Oh, it's red. Okay, it's red. So this glyph, this is red. This is the glyph for sun. I'm not too sure about what this one is though. But it looks like it's pronounced Yashkin. I think Yash. Wait, is this right? Is it really red? Because Yash is the word for yellow. Hold on. Yashkan. Yash is the word for green-blue. But that glyph is the one for red. So Yashkin, maybe, I guess that means red sun. Let's see, the rest of these looks familiar. What else? What else? I think this is a glyph for monkey. Monkey. I think, I'm not sure. Oh, and look, it's a parrot. It's a little parrot dude. Ayab. Wayab. 5 unlucky days. Okay, I'm curious about this. The Hab was made up of 18 months of 20 days plus a period of 5 days, the nameless days at the end of the year known as the Wayeb or Uayeb. The 5 days of Wayeb were thought to be a dangerous time. Foster writes, during Wayeb, portals between the mortal realm and the underworld dissolved. No boundaries prevented the ill-intending deities from causing disasters. To ward off these evil spirits, the Maya had customs and rituals they practiced during the Wayeb. For example, people avoided leaving their houses and washing or combing their hair. Bricker, sounds like Bricken, estimates that the Hab was first used around 550 BCE with a starting point of the winter solstice. Ah, interesting. You know, I've heard of, I think it is neat to have a, well, not neat, but this does remind me of like certain, what's it called? Superstitions when it comes to like leaving or entering like a place. And oh, by the way, we do have an ad break coming up. We do have an ad break. So you know what? I'll continue this after recess. Let's go ahead and put you guys in recess. Oh, I'm not on the bench. I'm not on the bench. There we go. Alright, you guys have fun at recess. I'll be watching you. You do have your enrichment ice cube over there with Thunder McKing. Play nice with each other. And I'll see you guys after the ad break. Okay, we're back. See, that wasn't too long. You guys enjoy your ice enrichment? Let's see. Like someday, 5 unlucky days just feels so ominous. Yeah, it's the 5 unlucky days. You don't want to be doing stuff on those days. Those are the days to rot. Those are the days to rot. See, I believe it's encased in a special kind of ice called plastic, but every time I ask the teacher about it, she tells me not to worry about it, so I don't. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's yummy. It's yummy. And nothing bad will happen if you lick it. I can lick through plastic, just watch me. Alright, so during the ad break, I was able to do a little bit of reading. Because I was like, I learned about this before, but I can't remember anything about it. So, there's 3 calendars. There's that Solkin, which is more of like a ceremonial calendar. There is the Hab, which is more so for like daily life. And then there's the long count. And I was trying to remember like, wait, what was the point of the long count again? So, when it comes to say that like, you guys know your birthdays, right? You guys know when your birthday is. For example, mine is like December 8th, but like there's a year attached to it, so you know how old I am. So it's December 8th, 1990, right? So the Tzolk'in and the Hab, they kind of work in conjunction with each other to provide like a unique day. So it's not just like, oh, my birthday's January 1st. Oh, January 1st of like what year? No, it's January 1st, you know? So if you say that like, oh, my birthday is like, let's say, 1 Imish, then it'd be like, oh, when, like, you know, what year, like, when is your, like, 1 Imish? I can't quite, like, put into words, like, the specifics of it, but you would use it in conjunction with the Ha'ab. So it'd be like, for example, let me see if I can, let's see. You know what, there's actually websites I can kind of convert into Maya calendar. So, Maya calendar conversion. Here we go. I'll even put the website here in the chat. So this is the long count day. Let's see if there are... Oh, here, the Tzolk'in date. So right now, Tzolk'in date is 10 Lamat and 1 Wo. So if you were to say that like, oh, my friend's birthday is April 20th, 2026, then it'd be like, oh, it's 10 Lamat, 1 Wo. So even if you have someone whose birthday is also 10 Lamat, it would be a different Ha'ab date. However, those 2 combinations can only, they only have enough combinations for a unique day for every 52 years. I know I kind of explained that weird. So here, since the calendar round dates repeat every 18,980 days, approximately 52 solar years, the cycle repeats roughly once each lifetime. So, like, that's kind of all you need because, like, let's say that, like, within one life cycle, you don't need, like, a repetition of that day. Like, it would be okay if you encounter someone whose birthday is 10 Lamat 1 Wo, because by that point, the first person that was born in that day is probably already dead. So, however, you still need dates that are longer than 52 years. Here we go. So, a more refined method of dating was needed if history was to be recorded accurately. So, this is for things that happened, like, generations ago. Like, you would only use the long count for, like... yes, I understand. I'm not doing a good job of explaining it, but give me some time and I'll find a good way to explain it. But basically... this third calendar, the long count, is more so to record things in like far off history. So, so the long count calendar identifies a date by counting the number of days from the Mayan creation date of 4 Ahau 8 Kumuk'u, which is August 1st, 3114 BC, or September 6th in the Julian calendar. And then using, this is where it got really complicated for me. They don't use a base 10 system, they use a base 20 system, and that's where I got lost. That's where I'm like, okay, now you've lost me. Alright, hello Kayla. We're exploring the Maya calendar. But you don't need to know all of that. All you need to know is this paragraph right here that says misinterpretation of the Mesoamerican long count calendar was the basis of a popular belief that a cataclysm would take place on December 21st, 2012. December 21st, 2012 was simply the day that the calendar went to the next Baktun. At long count 13, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. The date at the start of the next Baktun is March 26, 2407. So what that means is we're just at the end of a very, 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 very long Maya year. It's not exactly a year, but that's just kind of like the comparison I'm drawing. So it's almost like, imagine aliens like come to Earth and humanity and bearmanity is all gone, you know, but they still have our calendar system. And it's like, oh, they have a calendar system that repeats once every 356 days. That means after 365 days, 366th day is gonna be the end of the world. Baktun sounds like the name of a Klingon ship. Maybe. I'm actually like curious as to like what's the etymology of like Klingon words, right? So the world's gonna end in 2407. Got it. Yeah, there we go. That's the actual apocalypse date. Are the aliens hot? Maybe. They might be. They just might be. They might not be bipedal. But you know, they might have I don't know. They might be silica based. Might be rocks. They might be oxygen based? They might be gaseous. So who knows? They could be very hot or cold. Probably just those fart dogs. Yeah. Yeah. It's them fart dogs. So yeah, all that is to say that the world is actually gonna end in 2407. It did not end. Actually, it did end in 2012. It really did. I hate the fart dogs. So, and then these are different like units of time measurement in the long count calendar. So one ki'in is 1 day. And the cool thing is ki'in is the word for sun. So one sun is basically 1 day, right? So one ki'in, one winal is 20 ki'in, so that's 20 days. One tun is 18 winal, or 360 days. So that's one tun is about the equivalent to like a year, right, in the Gregorian calendar. Oh yeah, and it even says here approximate solar years. And then one ka'atun is about 20 tun, which is 7,200 days or 20 years. And then one ba'aktun is 20 ka'atun, which is about 384 years. So the world is going to end in 384 years and some change. Do you think we're going to make an apocalypse remake in 2407? Yeah, if us mammals are still around by that time. If the world isn't already, you know, climate changed out, all of humanity and bearmanity is done for. But of course, the Earth always reclaims itself. The Earth always reclaims itself. It's already survived 5 other mass extinctions, including the one where 98% of all life was eradicated. So if the Earth was able to survive that, it'll survive whatever we have to throw at it. I mean, knock on wood that it doesn't come to that, but you know. Apocalypto, or whatever that lousy movie was called. You know what? I think that's another movie that my history teacher showed us. No, wait, did he show us this movie? I do remember watching Apocalypto. And back then, it was like, because I didn't know that much about Mesoamerican.
Don't tell anyone. But the real reason the world didn't end was because I ate the Mayan calendar at the last minute, taking
Pancakes.
the apocalypse into myself to be released at a later date of my choosing.
At his choosing! Uh-oh. Maybe we shouldn't make him so mad all the time. If he could choose it, what day do you think he's gonna pick? Do you think he'll pick March... Wait, what was the date again? Do you think he'll pick March 26, 2407 just for kicks? Monka S. Definitely not worried about the Earth. She'll be fine. Exactly. Don't worry about the Earth. It's humanity and bearmanity that I'm worried about. Actually, not even bearmanity. We got pancakes on our side. I'm sure he'll protect the bears. Because we're just cute little guys. We've never done anything wrong. Except for Cocaine Bear. Anyway, the date of the start of the next Peak Tune, which is a complete series of 20 Bach tunes, is 4,772. Oh my gosh, that's so long in the future. That, like, I don't even know how many generations that is. But yeah, there's all these other like long count units. So that's kind of insane to think about, that they even have one for like, what is that, 1 billion years into the future? You leave Cocaine Bear out of this? I know, he was a victim of circumstance. I take it back, he was a victim of circumstance. I mean, granted, he didn't have to snort all that cocaine, but why was all that cocaine there in the first place, you know? He was a victim of circumstance. And Man Bear Pig, who started global warming, that damn Man Bear Pig. He keeps getting away with it. He keeps getting away with it. What is this? Lords of the Night. Each night was ruled by one of the 9 lords of the underworld. This 9-day cycle was usually written as 2 glyphs, a glyph that referred to the 9 lords as a group, followed by a glyph for that lord that would rule the next night. That sounds metal as heck. Do you guys want to learn about the Lords of the Night? That sounds like super sick. I want to learn the Lords of the Night. Wait, do you guys think that would attract some bad juju if I did that? In Mesoamerican mythology, the Lords of the Night, classic Nahuatl, Yowaltecuhtli, are a set of 9 deities who each ruled over every 9th night, forming a calendrical cycle. Each lord was associated with a particular fortune, bad or good, that was an omen for the night that they ruled over. The Lords of the Night are known in both the Nahua and Maya calendar, although specific names of the Maya Night Lords are unknown. Oh, we don't know the Maya Night Lords, but we do know the Aztec ones. The glyphs corresponding to the night gods are known, and Mayanists identify them as labels G1 to G9, the G series. Generally, these glyphs are frequently used with a fixed glyph coined F. The only Mayan light lord that has been identified is god G9, Powhatan, the aged quadripartite god. These are some like metal names, you know, these are some sick names. The existence of a 9-night cycle in Mesoamerican calendrics was first discovered in 1904 by Edward Seller. The Nahua names of the deities are known because their names are glossed in the Codex Telleriano-Remensis and Codex Tudela. Seller argued that the 9 lords each corresponded to one of the 9 levels of the underworld and ruled the corresponding hour of 9 time. This argument has not been generally accepted, since evidence suggests that the lord of the given night ruled over that entire night. Nuttall argued that the 9 lords of the night represented the 9 moons of the Lunar New Year. The cycles of the 9 lords of the night held special relation to the Mesoamerican ritual calendar of 260 days and nights, which includes exactly 29 groups of 9 nights each, but also approximately 9 vague lunations of 29 days each. So this is like, instead of 5 Nights at Freddy's, it's 9 nights with the Lords of the Night. The unknown night god sounds so badass, right? Right? Well, here are their names. Oh, wait, I recognize some of these names. So this is Xiotecutli. I think, is this the flayed god? Oh, no, it says here Turquoise Lord and Lord of Fire. Tezcatlipoca. Oh, you know what? Let me make the, let me make that a little bit bigger. I'm familiar with Tezcatlipoca. His name is Smoking Mirror. I think he might be a warrior god? He's associated with, the Night Sky Hurricanes, Obsidian, and Conflict. Yeah, so kind of like a war god, right? So I've heard of Tezcatlipoca, I've heard of Mictlantecutli, because that is a lord of the underworld. And Tlaloc. Tlaloc is, like, if you've ever taken any kind of, like, Maya or Aztec, like, class or, like, ever studied it, Tlaloc is a pretty popular name because it's a rain deity. And he's known because he has cool, like, goggles for eyes. Actually, if you also play Digimon, like Digimon TCG, you'll probably also be familiar with Tlalocmon, right? So that's Tlaloc. He is, he's a rain deity. Here we go. He's known for his, like, goggle eyes and his big old teeth. But the rest of them, I'm not super familiar with. I've kind of heard of Xiotecutli before. How do you read this? Piltz Intecutli, the noble lord. Centeotl, the maize god. I think Teotl is the word for maize, I think, in Nahua. Mictlantecutli is an interesting one because there's this idea that the Virgin of Guadalupe is kind of a carryover from the worship of Mictlantecutli. This is a like a death/underworld deity that rules over Mictlan, which is like the underworld. So Tekutli meaning lord, Mictlan meaning like the underworld, so it's a lord of the underworld. But I believe I heard something about like Virgin de Guadalupe. Hold on. Let me see if I have this correct. Guadalupe. Let me see if I can find it. Mictlan. Oh, I guess. I feel like I remember hearing that like there's a connection between the two of like the Virgin de Guadalupe and like this Lord of the Underworld. But you know what? When I was scrolling down, I also did see this part of the article, Santa Muerte. This is kind of a depiction of death as like a deity. So I think the connection is actually more so to Santa Muerte, which her name just means like the holy death. Let's see. Oh, here we go. After the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire, the worship of Micteca or Mictlan Cihuatl. Oh, the skeletal Aztec goddess of death. So these are two different people. There's a skeletal goddess of death, and then there is the lord of the underworld. I think it's because they had like similar names that I got a little bit confused. Jade is her skirt. That's such a cool name. Chalchiutlique. Jade is her skirt. That's such a cool design. Oh, she's got like a water skirt. The Mexica god of waters and Mexica mistress of the lakes, rivers, and seas. That's so cool. It's like people being like pulled away into the waves. She of the jade skirt. From Jade, Chalchihuitl. Oh, Chalchihuitl. Okay. And then Coetl skirt. Also spelled Chalchiotlique. And then Aztec deity of waters, rivers, seas, streams, storms, and baptism. Oh, interesting. Okay. Fertility, she is the patroness of childbirth, highly revered at the time of the Spanish conquest. Man, this is all kind of stuff that I want to like learn about in a class, you know? I want like a class that just talks about like the mythology and like the old like gods and goddesses of like Nawa and like Maya religion. This is so cool. The fifth goddess, Tlazoteotl, and then Tepeyolotl, heart of the mountains. So these are the 9 lords of the underworld. Or lords of the night, sorry, lords of the night. So Tlaloc, Tepeyolotl, Tlazoteotl, Senteotl, Mictlantecutli, Chalchiutlique, I'm having trouble pronouncing that name. Piltzintecutli, Tezcatlipoca, and Xiotecutli. They all look pretty cool too. I want to see more like media that has stuff like this, you know? There already is media that features like Mesoamerican stuff. Like one of my favorites is one called Codex Black. I think I've shown it to you guys before. Codex Black. The last time I showed this to you guys, it led me to like an Amazon link, and the Amazon has a funny little quirk where it tries to dox you. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna click on this first. There we go. Codex Black is pretty cool because it's all into this kind of stuff. But it also has like different mythologies from across Mesoamerica. So it has Maya, it has Aztec, it's got I think Oaxacan, maybe not Oaxacan, Zapotec. So it's this really cool like work that explores different cultures within Mesoamerica that I 100% recommend. It's a series that I like a lot, actually. And I think there's also like a couple of like Netflix, sorry, not Netflix, like Crunchyroll anime that also like had some Mesoamerican gods and deities and stuff. I just want to see more of it. I just want to see more of it. Like I want to see the 9 lords of the underworld being characters in something, you know? I keep forgetting about that. Oh yeah, this is Tlaloc. He's got the big teeth and the goggle eyes. The rest, I'm not sure how to identify. I'm not super familiar with them. But the colors are cool. The colors and shapes are really cool. But alright. I think at this point I am starting to get a little bit tired. And I do want to, I do have a single like stamp thing that I have to carve for work before tomorrow. But I think this is basically where we're gonna go ahead and call it for tonight. I hope you guys like the meandering. I know we didn't really go into that big timeline that I was talking about before that I kind of teased at the beginning, but I definitely recommend that you guys check it out. I think I even let me get the tweet for that. If you guys are Digimon fans, once again there is this really cool timeline that this person named Homeostasis made up. They basically it's a whole timeline of the Digimon Adventure universe, not the remake, not the 2020 remake, but the Digimon Adventure 1999 series. And it goes into like even stuff that happens before the main adventure, like stuff that happens in like the 80s, unknown date, 1940s, like all these things that are happening. But they go pretty hard into it. It's pretty cool to see. Like just as a taste. Like you have like the birth years of every one of like the Digidestined, including the characters that are introduced later on, like Menoa, Mako, who else? Louis. And if you don't know who those characters are, these are characters from like later Digimon movies. But it goes into everything, and it has like really cool analysis on so many things as well. Like even right from the get-go, I kind of like this whole section that kind of talks about like the origin of Digimon possibly as like a like they started out as like supernatural metaphysical things first, and then with the advent of like technology, electricity, and the internet, they kind of latched onto it and became Digimon. Like that's such a cool theory. That's so cool, right? But it just goes into a lot of things, such as like it does have spoilers for the Digimon movie, the latest one, Digimon 02 The Beginning. It has some spoilers. It goes pretty heavily into it, but it's a really cool one. 100% recommend it if you are a Digimon fan. Let me see if I can find the original tweet, though. I'm pretty sure I retweeted it. So let me just go into the twits. I'll post it here, and then I think we'll call it, and we'll do a little bit of a mosh pit. We'll open up the pit. You know what? Let me make sure that no more raids come in. Here we go. I'll put it in chat right now. This is Porter Robinson. Wait, there's no more Vocaloid. It's Porter Robinson. No more Miku. Migu. But yeah, do check out that link if you're a fan of Digimon. It's such a cool source to just like do deep dives into. But other than that, let's just go ahead and mosh. Let me see what we are moshing to today. 64 slices of American cheese. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, you're getting the cats too. I hope you know that. More cheese for me. Do 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 do. All right, what are we moshing to today? I mean, we were listening to a lot of Hatsune Miku, so maybe it makes sense that it would be like a Vocaloid song. I think I did see one that I wanted to play. It's the God-ish one. God-ish metal? There we go. Alright, so to any new students that are new to the class, we have an end of stream tradition called our end of stream mosh pit. All you gotta do is when you hear the music, not that music, this music. Once you start hearing the music, all you gotta do is start spamming your favorite emotes in the chat. And I'm gonna make your little stream avatars fight each other. And there's no correlation between how many emotes you spam and who wins the mosh pit. It's RNG, and it's not rigged. And it's not rigged to explode either. Don't believe the lies. And then after that, we'll go ahead and raid into someone. So let's go ahead and get that started. Once you hear the music, get to moshing. Lower it just a smidge. Boy, nah. Open up the pit. Boy John, boy John. Kami boy na. Moise, moise. Okire, 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 okire. Boy John, boy John. Let's go, it's folk. Good job. See, it's not rigged. Well, you can win round 1 though, but can you win round 2? Fight. Still empowered by the steamed hams. It's true, it's true. Baron name rigged? No! Daicho dai beam. Sonic. Wee! Mega Bronson, you won the second round. See, not rigged. Not rigged. Say. Nice, nice, nice. Haven't decided who I'll be raiding into. Yo, hello, C Pikachu. Welcome, welcome. We are ending for the day, but thank you for dropping by. You just caught us at our end of stream mosh pit. And you just saw with your own eyes that it's not rigged. We are gonna raid into someone. Oh, I know who we're gonna raid into. I was just hoping that they would come back from break. So we're gonna go ahead and raid into Almontas, because we did talk about calligraphy a little bit earlier. There's a lot of people streaming right now. It was kind of hard to pick. But yeah, thanks for dropping in. For those who could drop in, I'll see you guys on Thursday with some... Oh yeah, art appreciation. We weren't able to do it last week, so we're going to do it this week. If you guys have a piece of artwork that you want me to take a look at as an art historian, let me know. Or post it in the Discord. However, I do already have a bit of a queue going, so thanks, Matthew, for posting that Discord link. But yeah, right now we're going to go ahead and raid right into Almontas. If you guys don't know him, he is a cool former sociology professor and awesome old man, and he is streaming right now. I think he's yapping. He's yapping right now. So we're going to go from one yap to another yap. All right, so let's go ahead and start that raid. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. And as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye-bye. We raid.